Want scary stories? Listen.
In January of 2021, something happened inside a city morgue in Detroit that was never officially explained. According to former employees, entire archives disappeared afterward. Several records were destroyed, and one night, worker quit his job and never worked in medicine again. It all started with what appeared to be a simple mistake. At least, that is what everyone believed at first. The night shift was being handled by a morgue attendant named Eric Miller. 29 years old, former medical student, practical rationale, the kind of person who did not believe in ghosts or curses or stories told by older employees. Around 2:00 in the morning, a body arrived from the hospital. Male, 50 years old, cause of death, heart attack. Nothing unusual, just another routine case. Eric completed the paperwork, attached the identification tag, and prepared to place the body into cold storage. Then he noticed something strange. The name on the tag read Robert Hayes. Something about that name felt familiar. Eric opened the hospital database, typed it into the system, and froze. According to the records, Robert Hayes was alive. He had an active driver's license, an active medical file, an active employment record. As far as the system was concerned, he was still living his normal life. Eric assumed it was a clerical error. Those things happened. He placed the body into storage, drawer 28, closed the compartment, and continued working. 20 minutes later, his phone rang. Unknown number. Eric answered. Hello. Silence. Several seconds passed. Then a man's voice whispered, "Don't put me in drawer 28. Eric frowned. What? The call disconnected. He stared at the screen, then laughed nervously. Someone was playing a joke. A minute later, the phone rang again. Same number, same voice. But this time, the voice sounded terrified. Please don't put me there. He's already inside. The call ended. No explanation. No further words. Just silence. A cold feeling settled in Eric's stomach. He looked toward drawer 28. Everything appeared normal. The corridor was empty. The compartment remained closed. Nothing moved. Nothing happened. Yet he could not shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. An hour later, the impossible happened. Police officers rushed into the hospital. They had brought in a serious traffic accident victim. Eric glanced at the paperwork and nearly dropped it. The victim's name was Robert Hayes, the exact same man. Same date of birth, same address, same identification number. But this, Robert Hayes was alive. Barely, but alive. Eric personally watched doctors rush him towards surgery. Then he ran back to the morgue, straight to drawer 28. He pulled it open. The body was still there. The tag still read, Robert Hayes. Eric stood, frozen. One version of the man was fighting for his life upstairs. The other was lying dead inside the morgue. Neither possibility made sense. At 3:47 in the morning, the hospital sent an update. Robert Hayes had died during surgery. Time of death, 3:47 a.m. Eric slowly looked back at the body and noticed something new, something that had not been there before. Written beneath the victim's name were a single word, confirmed. Eric was absolutely certain that word had not been there earlier. The next day, he began searching the archives. What he discovered terrified him. Dozens of similar cases, people appearing in the morgue before they actually died. Sometimes hours before, sometimes days before. In one case, a week before. Every file followed the same pattern. A body appeared. The name matched a living person. And later, that person died, exactly as predicted. The record stretched back decades. Someone had been documenting these incidents for years, perhaps longer, and no one had reported them. No one had tried to stop them. It was as if the staff had simply accepted it. 3 nights later, Eric found a locked cabinet hidden inside an abandoned office. The key was taped beneath a desk drawer. Inside the cabinet, there was only one folder, no label, no case number, nothing, just a single photograph. His photograph. Eric felt his heart stop. The image showed him, standing inside the morgue, taken from behind, late at night, the exact shift he had worked the previous evening. But there was a problem. Nobody else had been there. He had been completely alone. Slowly, he turned the photo over. A message had been written on the back. Just 3 words. Space prepared. That night, Eric reviewed every security recording, hour after hour, searching for whoever had taken the picture. Eventually, he noticed something strange. Every time he walked past the far end of Corridor C, a door slowly opened, only a few inches, then closed again, every single time, as though someone on the other side was watching him, waiting. At 3:30 in the morning, he finally decided to investigate. The door led to an abandoned section of the morgue, a wing that had been closed for decades. No electricity, no cameras, no employees, only darkness. His flashlight illuminated rows of rusted refrigeration drawers. Most were empty, except one drawer, 47. Its door was slightly open, and from somewhere inside, Eric heard breathing. Slow, steady, human breathing. He approached his hands, trembling, then pulled the drawer open. Inside was a body, fresh, recently placed there, still wearing hospital scrubs, still wearing an employee badge, still wearing a wristwatch. Eric aimed the flashlight toward the face and screamed, because the body inside the drawer was him, his face, his clothes, his watch, his badge. Everything attached to the wrist was a morgue tag. The tag contained only one thing: tomorrow's date. The following morning, Eric Miller vanished. His car remained in the parking lot. His phone was found in the locker room. His keys were discovered beside drawer 47, but Eric himself was never found. Police searched the building. Questioned employees, reviewed footage. Nothing. No evidence. No explanation. No trace. When investigators eventually opened drawer 47, they found it completely empty, except for a single identification tag. The tag read Eric Miller, and beneath his name, someone had written a final note. It said, "Delivered early years." Later, the morgue was permanently closed. The building still stands, abandoned, locked, forgotten. But former employees continue to tell one story. Every night, at exactly 3:47 a.m., one refrigerated drawer opens by itself. Security cameras record it again and again and again. The drawer is always empty. No body is ever found inside. Yet each time it opens, someone in the city dies before sunrise. And according to one former worker, the drawer is not opening to let something out. It's opening because it's expecting someone to arrive.